Hey everybody. So this video was made before the Emmys, so the children's Emmys. So I did want to say huge congratulations to the folks at Heartstopper. Here's Darla also offering her congratulations. So Kit won, Olivia Colman won, Alice won for writing. There was a win for casting, and also it won series, best series. So so well deserved, and yeah, I'm very happy.
Kit isn't here, and Patrick, who was supposed to be picking up the award for him, has just picked it up for Olivia. So we've just jumped up here, but Kit, wherever you are, hi.
Okay, that's all. On to the video. Hello everybody, it is Tom, and this is the first day I have been outside since the day before Thanksgiving. Yay! Yeah, so today, finally, more than 2 weeks after my positive COVID diagnosis, I finally tested negative and was able to go out and buy more COVID tests because I was on my very last one. Today, we are going to continue our very exciting Heartstopper Soundtrack Deep Dives. And today we're doing episode 3, which of course is Harry's Party, and thus has many good songs in it. Though I do wonder if Harry was not the one who chose the song list for his party, given that they are all queer songs. So a word of warning, I still very much have a fuzzy brain situation going. Last night, I tried to record a video, and this is the first time ever that I have tried to record a video, and it just has not, I could not do it. In the end, it was just me, leaning against my microphone, staring at the screen, because I just couldn't make my brain work. So, hopefully, it will be better today, but we'll see. Okay, so last time we talked about episode 2 and the many good songs. So today, we're moving on to episode 3, where we start off with Nick, having realized he has some feelings for Charlie, researching all the gay things and all the queer things, good and bad, and taking an Am I Gay quiz, then getting invited to Harry's party, inviting Charlie to Harry's party, going to Harry's party, and all that ensues. So we're going to talk about the songs that appear in this episode. So there are 5 songs in this episode, and they are My Own Person by Smoothboi Ezra, Telephone by Waterparks, Lucid by Rina Sawayama, Clearest Blue by CHVRCHES, and Alaska Toby Green Remix by Maggie Rogers. So we're going to do them in... what's that word? Wow. So the word that means in order and starts with a C, it'll come to me. Hang on. Not consequential, maybe sequential is what I was thinking about. Is there a C word like that? It doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to do these in sequential order. We start with My Own Person by Ezra Williams. Now, this is kind of a depressing song. So we're not going to get into the whole song because it's got a lot of lyrics. It's quite a long song in terms of lyrics. But we are going to look at the ones that play while Nick is doing his internet search, and also the ones that relate. So we start with, been rotating the same 2 outfits for 3 years now, waiting for some kind of inspiration to make me feel like I'm my own person, but buying new clothes just makes me feel down. Having new style causes me more attention, and I don't feel like I'm my own person, I just feel like some other version of me.
Waiting for some kind of inspiration to make me feel like I'm my own person.
As we said, this is playing while Nick is doing some real searching about his own identity. And that really fits here. So, been rotating the same 2 outfits for 3 years now. The idea that you keep wearing the same thing, kind of showing the same version of yourself to the world, even though it doesn't really show who you really are. Now, maybe it's something that fit when you first bought it or first put it on, but it's not who you are anymore, if it ever was. So same kind of situation here with Nick, where for the longest time he's been projecting this image of himself to the world, like, I am straight rugby boy, and he wants to feel like his own person. He wants to show the real him to the world, but buying new clothes just makes me feel down. Having new style causes me more attention. So when you change your look or change the identity you're showing to the world, of course you're going to get more attention on you. And that's sometimes very uncomfortable. So in this case, like, buying new clothes is kind of trying out a new identity or showing people the real part of yourself. And I think that really fits Nick in this scenario. And then later on, we have, I want to blend into the background. I want to be nobody and never make a sound, but I want to start feeling like I can be myself. The way that Nick acts when he's with the rugby lads, we see him kind of blending in, you know, like not doing anything to make himself seem different than everybody else.
He's very different to your other friends, isn't he? You seem much more yourself around him.
Do I?
You do.
So, I want to be a nobody and never make a sound. It's not that he doesn't want to be someone, it's that he doesn't want to do anything that's going to alert them to who he really is. And then we have, I need new shoes. These ones are worn out. I'll buy the same pair, just a different version. Again, the idea that the version of yourself you've been showing the world is kind of no longer correct or relevant. It's worn out. But instead of trying something different or new, you'll just keep kind of wearing that same version of yourself. And then we have a lot of repeating and some talking about wanting to be buried in the ground, which we don't need to talk about, but it's that same idea of wanting to like hide who you really are from the people around you because you don't want that possibly negative attention on yourself. So, very fitting for Nick in this moment. All right, so the next song is Telephone by Waterparks, and this plays as Charlie is entering the party, Harry's party, and Nick is hanging out with his friends, and Imogen comes over to him, and he totally, like, he says hi to her and then totally ignores her. So, this is a song about having recently met someone and wanting to know them better, wanting to kind of deepen your relationship. So, let's look at some of the lyrics here. So, I'd like to know your middle name. Let's talk about your parents and your future dreams. I'm interested but distant to a fault, and I never want to complicate your heart. I've got to let you know that I think that I love you, so you could be my only one, because I think that I love you so. And then the chorus, I know we only just met, so why do I feel invested? And do you feel it too? Do you feel it too? Pretty clearly matches the Nick and Charlie relationship, where they haven't known each other for that long, but both of them are realizing that they have pretty strong feelings for each other and want to know everything about each other. So, you know, what's your middle name? What are your future dreams? Tell me everything about you. And wondering if the other person feels the same. Do you feel it too? Do you feel it too? And then we have, I talk a lot, but we could fill your frames with pictures of our faces till we share a name. So we could say that this connects to the pictures of them in the snow together, and also kind of foreshadowing Nick's birthday present to Charlie, where he puts, you know, obviously pictures of their faces and Nellie into a frame. And then till we share a name, if you have seen some of Alice's like Q&A comic sessions, you'll know that eventually, when they're older, Nick and Charlie will end up both buying engagement rings for each other. We don't know who proposes to who first, but the idea of them sharing a name or getting married is definitely a pretty certain possibility. So now I lost my self-control. I can't stop thinking, and I'm thinking that I've lost it. All these aisles feel like miles. Where you go, I'll follow. So yeah, just a whole song about being kind of low-key obsessed with someone you only recently met and just really wanting to know them better and deepen your relationship. Okay, so the next song, Lucid by Rina Sawayama. This plays while Nick and Charlie are talking on the couch, and Harry comes up to tell Nick about Tara, and then Nick goes over to Tara and talks to her a little bit, and Charlie gets sad and leaves. So let's look at the lyrics. So, oh, you know, lately, oh, I've been dreaming about you. I've been lucid dreaming just to see you. I've been taking all this medicine, yeah. Are you real or hallucination? I don't know. I got to know, I got to know, I got to know. Hey girl, you're what I've been looking for. Oh, you're what I'm dreaming of. 'Cause hey girl, you're what I've been dreaming of. Lucid dreams about you. We'll talk about some of the other lyrics later. But, basic idea of this song is that you're falling for someone, but you're not actually physically with them. So you're dreaming about being with them in a way that is kind of so lucid, so vivid that it feels real. So I actually think that this is more of a Tara and Darcy song. I mean, we already know that Tara and Darcy are together. But it's interesting that as Nick approaches Tara and is talking to Tara, this song about women loving women is playing in the background. And we could also say that it could connect with that moment when Charlie is standing there watching Nick talking to Tara and maybe thinking about the fact that, like, maybe his hopes about Nick maybe feeling something for him might just be dreams, and that's all. Dreams, hallucinations, something like that. Yeah, so basically, I think this is a song that fits Tara and Darcy with a little bit of Charlie in there as well. Alright, so the next song, Clearest Blue by CHVRCHES. And, of course, this is the song that plays while Nick is trying to get to Charlie, runs into Imogen on the dance floor, and then sees Tara and Darcy dancing and finally kissing. So it starts with, light is all over us, like it always was, like it always was. So this feels like the dance floor lights on Tara and Darcy. And then we have shaped by the clearest blue, but it's not enough, it's not enough, not enough. Just another time I'm caught inside every open eye, holding on tightly to the sides, never quite learning why. You'll meet me, you'll meet me, you'll meet me halfway. Whenever I feel it coming on, you can be well aware. If I ever try to push away, you can just keep me there. Let's start with, I'm caught inside every open eye. So this feels like the idea of everyone watching you and judging you. So, of course, this is something that Tara feels very much after this moment, where it feels like everyone is looking at her and judging her after she comes out. But we could also say this is when they kiss on the dance floor. Everyone, all the people around them see them, and that's how word starts to spread.
Apparently they were kissing at Harry's party, like properly kissing.
Yeah, well, some girls who are friends just do that.
So then we have holding on tightly to the sides, never quite learning why. So this brings up the image for me of, like, holding onto the side of a pool, kind of afraid to swim or be free or be vulnerable, and then you'll meet me halfway. So if we continue the pool metaphor, you can imagine kind of the deep water in the center of the pool being the place where you're trying to go, where you're free, in the clear blue water, clearest blue, and you want the other person to meet you halfway. So you want to come together in this vulnerable, freeing spot, but you can't get all the way over to them, and they can't get all the way over to you, so you want to meet halfway. And then, whenever I feel it coming on, you can be well aware. If I ever try to push away, you can just keep me there. So this feels to me like the idea of Tara kind of pushing away the idea of being out in episode 6, because she's facing so much negative attention, but Darcy being there to help her. And then meet me halfway, tied to the shifting ground. So as we said with meet me halfway, kind of the idea of both people in the relationship needing to compromise, put forth the same amount of effort, meet each other halfway. And tied to the shifting ground, things are changing, but maybe you're not ready to let them change yet. So again, Tara dealing with the consequences of coming out. Now, this is interesting, because where it says, but it's not enough, it's not enough, not enough, not enough. This plays right when Imogen tells Nick that she likes him.
I really like you, Nick. You don't have to reply right now, I just wanted you to know.
And he kind of makes his excuses and leaves. So it's not enough is playing at that exact moment. So the music is letting you down easy, Imogen. And then holding to a hope you'll undermine, never to be reversed. So this also, Imogen is holding on to the hope that Nick is into her, but he's going to undermine that because he's going to reject her, and it will never be reversed because he's in love with Charlie. Okay, and then just another time I'm caught inside every open eye. Again, the idea of being seen by people. We could, if we want to continue this being Imogen, we could say when she asks Nick out, the whole friend group is watching her. So she is caught in every open eye in that case. And then shaped by the clearest blue. We said clearest blue could be clear blue water, could be bright blue sky, but it definitely kind of conveys the feeling of like freedom, light, flying or swimming to this beautiful space where you're trying to get to with the person you love. All right, now the last song we have is Alaska, Toby Green remix, by Maggie Rogers. And this one plays when Nick takes Charlie's hand and leads him away to somewhere quieter, and they race each other up the stairs and run to the room where they end up kissing. The lyrics of this, I think, kind of fit the Charlie-Ben relationship better. Because, okay, we have, I was walking through icy streams that took my breath away, moving slowly through westward water over glacial plains, and I walked off you, and I walked off an old me. The whole idea here is that you're going through kind of a painful and difficult period, moving through these icy streams, the westward water, the glacial plains. It's kind of barren and cold and difficult. And I walked off you, so you've gotten enough distance to get over someone. And I walked off an old me, you've gotten enough distance and perspective to kind of cast aside the person you used to be when you were with someone who was not good for you or toxic or something like that. So it's interesting that right before this scene, Charlie finally pushes Ben away. So, of course, we saw him with Ben in that horrible scene where Ben assaults him, but Charlie is not the one who gets to push Ben away in that moment. Like, verbally, he's pushing Ben away, but he's too stunned, too shocked to actually physically push him away. So he has just finally sealed the deal, pushed Ben away, and said, no, you know what? Don't touch me. We're over. Leave me alone. So same kind of situation here. He was in this horrible place, but now he's finally managed to get beyond it. So, and now, breathe deep. I'm inhaling. You and I, there's air in between. Leave me be. I'm exhaling. You and I, there's air in between. This really feels like the idea of like breathing deeply, being free, having space between you and the person who is making life difficult for you. So there's air in between. There's space between me and this other person. Leave me be. I'm exhaling. So when you hold your breath, you have this feeling of being tense and unhappy, but now you're finally exhaling and relaxing, and it really fits with this moment of joy where Charlie is running with Nick. He's putting both physical and emotional space between himself and Ben and all the terrible things that happened with them, and now making room for a new relationship and a new chance to be happy. And then there's a lot of repetition here. You and I, there's air in between. And then cut my hair so I could rock back and forth without thinking of you. Learn to talk and say whatever I wanted to. So, I mean, we could stretch and say maybe this is Charlie's haircut. But in general, it's about learning not to think about someone you used to care for. And learning to speak your mind and be yourself, which is something that Charlie is really able to do with Nick that he wasn't able to do with Ben. Yeah, so that's basically the end of that song. But I think it gives us a really good image of Charlie finally casting aside the shadow of Ben and being ready to move forward into a relationship, a healthy relationship with Nick. So, yeah. All right. So that's it. That's all for episode 3. Of these songs, which ones do you like? Do you have any other thoughts about possible meanings for these lyrics? That's all. Okay, so I'm impressed I made it through all that. I really hope this recorded, because if it didn't, I'm going to be very sad. But yeah, so I did want to say we had another donation to my top surgery GoFundMe. Oh my god. It's gonna be May. Yeah, so we had another my brain is like, you know what, I got through that whole analysis, and now I'm just gonna. So we had another donation to my top surgery GoFundMe on Friday, and it was $50 from Anonymous. So thank you so much, Anonymous, and thank you so much to everyone who has donated or will donate. It means so much to me, and I can't, there's nothing I can say but thank you so much. And speaking of thank yous, thank you so much to our patrons, who are amazing and wonderful as always, and a special shout out to our Nick Nelson members, Kelly Walker, Book Nerd Charlie, Paul Z, and our new Nick Nelson member, Michelle. So welcome, and welcome to all new patrons. We've had a few new patrons pop up in the last few days, and thank you so much for deciding to help support me in this way that you absolutely do not have to do. I really appreciate it, and you guys are amazing. So, all right, is that all I have to say? That might be all I have to say. There's probably stuff I'm forgetting because see above RE fuzzy brain. But I hope all of you are having a wonderful day or night or whatever time it may happen to be. I should probably go see if I can take a little nap because, oh boy, yeah, like I woke up at like 3:30 this morning. And then cats started throwing up and running around, and so I didn't really get back to sleep. So, ha 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 ha. All right, so have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Yes? Yes. Okay. All right. Bye.